We also exploited their pocket litter, cell phones, calling cards, credit cards, and hotel registrations for links to other members. The agents were tireless in pursuing these bits and pieces of information. The New York office of the FBI, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, and the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York had become very knowledgeable and adept at exploiting these investigations. The FBI also had Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act coverage on individuals in the United States, which has recently been discussed. This, too, gave us links to other possible members of al-Qaeda. These investigations and coverages were the direct result of FBI investigations, as well as coming from the United States and foreign intelligence communities. None of what we knew or learned pointed to what was about to happen on 9/11. To the contrary, all of these steps were not enough given what we had learned about the 19 hijackers since September 11th. The plot was hatched probably in Afghanistan, it was honed in Germany, and was financed in the Middle East. Each of the hijackers was selected to ensure that he could come and go into the United States without attracting attention, not a difficult thing to do with our open and overwhelmed borders. They did not receive support knowingly from anyone in the United States, nor did they contact known al-Qaeda sympathizers in the United States. They utilized publicly accessible internet connections, prepaid calling cards to communicate and to escape detection by U.S. authorities. These 19 acted flawlessly in their planning and execution. They successfully exploited every weakness from our borders to our cockpit doors.
In 1993, President Clinton chose Louis Freeh as the director of the FBI. Freeh, who would remain director until June of 2001, believed that the FBI's work should be done primarily by the field officers. To emphasize the view, he cut headquarters staff and decentralized operations. Special agent in charge gained power, influence, and independence. Freeh recognized terrorism as a major threat. He increased the number of legal attaché officers abroad, focusing in particular on the Middle East. He also urged agents not to wait for terrorist acts to occur before taking action. In his first budget request to Congress after the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, he stated that merely solving the type of crime is not enough. It is equally important that the FBI thwart terrorism before such acts can be perpetrated. Within headquarters, he created a counterterrorism division that would complement the Counterterrorism Center at the CIA and arranged for exchanges of senior FBI and CIA counterterrorism officials. He pressed for more cooperation between legal attachés and CIA stations abroad. Freeh's efforts did not, however, translate into a significant shift of resources to counterterrorism. FBI, Justice, and Office of Management and Budget officials said that the FBI leadership seemed unwilling to shift resources to terrorism from other areas such as violent crime and drug enforcement. Other officials blamed Congress and the Office of OMB, the Management and Budget Office, for a lack of political will and failure to understand the FBI's counterterrorism resources needs. In addition, Freeh did not impose his views on the field officers. With a few notable exceptions, field officers did not apply significant resources on terrorism and often reprogrammed funds for other priorities. In 1998, the FBI issued a 5-year strategic plan led by its deputy director, Robert Bryant. For the first time, the FBI designated national and economic security, including counterterrorism, as its top priority. Dale Watson, who would later become the head of the counterterrorism division, said that after the East Africa bombings, the light came on. The cultural change had to occur within the FBI. The plan mandated a stronger intelligence collection effort. It called for a nationwide automated system to facilitate information collection, analysis, and dissemination. It envisioned the creation of a professional intelligence cadre of experienced and trained agents and analysts. If successfully implemented, this would have been a major step toward addressing terrorism systematically, rather than an individual unrelated case. But the plan did not succeed. First, the plan did not obtain the necessary human resources. Despite designated national and economic security as its top priority in 1998, the FBI did not shift human resources accordingly. Although the FBI counterterrorism budget tripled during the mid 1990s, FBI counterterrorism spending remained fairly constant between fiscal years 1998 and 2001. In the year 2000, there were still twice as many agents devoted to drug enforcement as there was to counterterrorism. Second, the new division intended to strengthen the FBI's strategic analysis capability, and it faltered. It received insufficient resources and faced resistance from senior managers in the FBI's operational divisions. The new division was supposed to identify trends in terrorist activity, determine what the FBI did not know, and ultimately drive collection efforts. However, the FBI had little application for the role of analysis. Analysts continued to be used primarily in a tactical fashion, providing support for existing cases. Compounding the problem was the FBI's tradition of hiring analysts from within instead of recruiting individuals with the relevant educational background and expertise.